This again, and the second piece of bad luck for Dale Jarrett, the second wreck that he could not miss.
Happened right around him. He just slid through it.
Now, we talked about being off sequence. Everybody on the lead lap will be on pit road now. This should put everybody on equal turf.
Looks like they're saying the 30 car did not get his lap back.
That dreaded sound of those tires squealing.
Steve in the back pits.
Like Dale Earnhardt Jr. says, the car feels pretty good. They debated making some stops just as he was coming down pit road. They debated a track bar adjustment, but instead they're just going to make a slight air pressure adjustment. 4 tires for Dale Earnhardt Jr. Done. Nick Berggren.
Well, Tony Stewart came on the radio. They're going to take 4 tires, clean the windshield, and for the first time, he said, I'm feeling sore. Tony Zipadelli, crew chief, said, we're going to give you a cool drink of water. That'll solve the problem. Stewart has had a terrific race car all day. To Matt.
And Mr. Excitement, Jimmy Spencer's in a 4-tire change. He says the car is very neutral as the 25 car's in also. 25 is tight. Spencer says his car is neutral on entry, but he can't get it to roll through the center like he wants. Good grip off. 25 is away. The 41's away. No adjustments for Spencer. The 19's blocked in.
Earnhardt Jr. wins the race off pit road ahead of Stewart, Spencer, Bobby Labonte, and Kurt Busch.
Now, this is the back pits right here. This is where Earnhardt Jr.'s pitting. It's the last pit at the end of the backstretch pit, so he can leave there. And even though he has to maintain 30 miles an hour, I don't know that he can get to that speed till he's almost to the front stretch pit. I see that little smirk on his face.
Hard to read the tach when you're going around the corner.
That's right. Hard to time a car through the corner.
But he wins the battle off pit road here.
Here's a look at it.
See if we can see how this happened.
Get a little fresh air out the window.
Getting him a little air. I got you.
Hi, Tony.
I got you, buddy.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm having a good day. How about you?
215 laps to go at Bristol. We are working the 10th caution flag of the day. Welcome back to Bristol. The record for caution flags, in case you were wondering, is 20. It happened twice. And this race ran without a caution flag in 1971.
I believe Charlie Glotzback won that race.
I think didn't Cale win a race here, no cautions? Or no, Cale led all the laps. That's what it was.
And Charlie Glotzback won the race.
Yeah, that's right.
1 to go for the restart. Dale Earnhardt Jr. first off of pit road, then Tony Stewart. Look what happened to Matt Kenseth. Came in 6th, got blocked in, came out 20th. And Casey Atwood came in 10th, went out 22nd.
See if we can see what happened here.
All right, there's Kenseth.
Oh, yeah.
Mike Skinner, the car had to back up.
He was in like that. Skinner was in like that, and he couldn't get out.
And they've made these pits bigger, but they've made them wider from side to side. They've not been made them longer. We're green flag.
Everybody on fresh tires. 211 laps to go.
Now, here's a problem I see. If you're a lap car, you start on the inside on the restart. How are you going to get up on the outside to get out of the way?
Going to be in the way, trying to get out of the way.
Well, that's exactly what's happening to Jeff. He can't get out of the way because he had to restart down on the bottom. All thing he can do is go down on the apron.
And that was the smart thing to do there. Only way to get out of the way.
And they did. They worked on his car and they made it a lot better. He's able to maintain some pretty good lap speeds, but not with these guys on fresh tires.
Riding with Rusty, just behind there, Jerry Nadeau, 7th and 8th place. Rusty riding 7th. Ford no boundaries. Moment. He leads all active drivers with 24 short track wins, 9 of them here and 7 poles here. Leads all active drivers on the short track. Stick Berggren.
And he has always been good here at Bristol, Mike, all the way back into his ASA days. He set a world stock car record at this racetrack. But right now, today, at the moment, the concern in Rusty Waller's pit is potential overheating. They have ripped all the tape off the grill. The radiator got as high as 230. They're hopeful it doesn't get any higher than that.
And that's a product of just beating and banging. You beat that grill opening closed, and you just can't get enough air into the radiator when you're running bumper to bumper like we do here.
And we've seen earlier where they was taking tape off the front of Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s cars. What we have to remember, these guys, they never practiced in ambient temperatures like we have today. Plus, as hot as it is, will make these cars run a lot warmer anyhow.
I was thinking about the fans. How would you like to talk to your buddies and say, yeah, be sure to bring a jacket? And you got here today, and I thought you said you needed a jacket. That's East Tennessee up in the mountains for you.
Earnhardt Jr., Stewart, and Spencer, 3 cars that have been at the front all day. But here's Bobby Labonte in 4th and Kurt Busch in 5th. New names toward the front.
I was just watching Kurt Busch, and I think this all has been stimulated from Jimmy Finney making some gutsy calls in the early part of the race. They started in 27th, pitting on the backstretch, kept him out there, got that track position. They got exactly what they needed a while ago, that long green run, to get that track position and on equal ground with everybody. And Darrell, we had him on a show the other night on the Speed Channel Friday night, and he says, I've just not figured this place out yet.
And put all the transitions out yet.
Angles.
Labonte also is pitted on the back straightaway in this, his 300th Winston Cup start.
And that Jeff and I were talking about that in a pre-race show there about think, and he said 3 times, he's right. Think driver, think crew, think everybody.
Rusty Wallace 6th, Jerry Nadeau 7th. They continue to run nose to tail. Matt?
Mike, on his last pit stop, Jerry Nadeau came in 2nd, but went out 9th. The problem, Tony Ham had trouble with a lug on the right rear, and that slowed down the stop, a 17.44 second stop. No changes, though, for Nadeau. To Steve.
Matt Sterling Marlin was loose early in this race. And the last stop, he was complaining of being tight, so they put on 4 tires, and they went up around on the track bar. Sterling Marlin has never won in 34 starts here in Bristol.
Thanks, Steve. Kind of surprising, Darrell, with his style, that he doesn't have a short track Winston Cup victory.
Yeah, you would think so, particularly he and Glover, Tony Glover working together. I mean, they've had a lot of opportunities. His short track experience from Nashville, won a lot of races there in late model cars.
He did win a Busch race here 2 years ago, March of 2000.
Marlin in 9th place, the Winston Cup point leader. Coming in here, 99 points ahead of Ryan Newman, Matt Kenseth, Rusty Wallace, and Jimmy Johnson. 2 rookies in the top 5 in the points.
And we look at his telemetry, he's just turning about 8,500 on the straightaways, down to about 6,400 in the corners. Right here, 8,500 into the front stretch. It's about the same, which this racetrack is fairly symmetrical.
Yeah, the thing about it is, that tells me that he's got a fairly high gear in the car. That is a friendly, it makes the car easier to drive.
Put that throttle down.
Yeah, it doesn't try to spin the tires so easily.
Tony Stewart, a tense moment, trying to lap past Ryan Newman, got under Newman.
Man.
Had to get out of it as he slipped up the racetrack.
I mean, Newman got cut down in front of Dale Jarrett earlier and got this thing going like that.
That will allow Dale Jr. to get away.
How many of us predicted that Dale Jr. would be out here leading this race the way he is?
Boy, Kurt Busch in the 97 drove right underneath Bobby Labonte, that 18 car going into turn 3. He's got a fast race car right
Well,
now.
you know why? Because Bobby saw that 12 car up there in the way. He's trying to get him a little cushion.
Oh, Marlin got loose, almost lost it. He may have cut a tire in 1 and 2.
I believe he did, because something was happening with that car, it looked like.
One more.
He's got to go all the way around the racetrack. He's going to get on the apron.
He's got a tire down. That happens. Sometimes you get into somebody, you cut a tire down the right rear.
Steve?
Yeah, just to confirm what DW said, we heard him say it's the right rear tire. They're going to have to bring him off pit road.
You saw some sheet metal damage there around that right rear tire.
Boy, sometimes you can just bang into people in the wall and nothing ever happens. Then somebody just rubs up against you and cut a tire down.
He's going to go 2 laps down. Leaders at the start-finish line. Sterling Marlin just at the exit of pit road. One more time, we're under green, so you don't have to do that whole lap of pit road. You can come in on the front stretch, go out on the front stretch, still maintaining 30 miles an hour.
Got a tire down. Side. One more. Clear low. Coming to you guys. Right to left. Clear. guys. Right side tires. 2 tires. Right side. 2 tires. 2 tires. 2. Turtle, what's the speed on that?
Well, will this end Sterling's string of 8 straight top 10 finishes? And will it change the point lead? Lot left to play out here in Bristol over the next 187 laps. Watching NASCAR on Fox, presented by UPS.
NASCAR Winston Cup Series on Fox, presented by UPS, is brought to you by UPS, official delivery company of NASCAR. We want to race the truck. People love the truck.
324 laps complete. Where you start has little indication of where you finish here in Bristol. Look at last year's race. Elliott Sadler, the winner, started 38. Nobody who finished in the top 5 started in the top 10. So let's move forward to right here at 324 laps in this race. And only one driver in the top 5, Jimmy Spencer, started this race in the top 10.
And a lot of it just came from pit strategy, especially with Earnhardt Jr., with Kurt Busch and Bobby Labonte. You know, getting off sequence, getting that long green run we talked about, Darrell, and got that track position. That caution came out several laps ago.
Yeah, right along now is when you're really glad that you're doing that workout program, that you're in the gym and you're in good shape, because now is when you start knowing what kind of shape you're in.
Jeff Green in the 30 car has a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'd been involved in an earlier accident and now going to come to pit road. No caution. First time that Dale Earnhardt Jr. has led here. It's his 5th Bristol start. His best finish was 14th here last August. And he leads this race by 1.8 seconds over Tony Stewart.
You know, we talk about those top 5. 3 of those cars are pitting on the backstretch. Dale Earnhardt Jr., Kurt Busch, Bobby Labonte. Tip your hat to NASCAR for making the gamble and seeing if they could make this racetrack think it had one pit road. Tricking.
Ward Burton off the pace for the 2nd time today. He had been up as high as 4th.
But we've been a long way since they changed that battery. Just remember, the brake blower shorted out. Possibly if it killed the alternator and he was running off the juice of a fresh battery, he's already used that battery up and they'd have to change the battery again.
Tough day for the Daytona 500 winner. 5 races this season, 3 of them won by Dodge. That is quite a turnaround for Dodge in their 2nd year of their return to Winston Cup racing.
Well, they're in their 2nd year of their program. They've gotten the engines are better, the cars are better, the teams are working better together. They got a pretty strong program going right now.
We was talking about Ward Burton a minute ago. Boy, Jimmy Spencer, Kurt Busch just got bottled up by him over there in turn 2. It like to have been big.
Yeah, he's just really, really slowing. Spencer had closed up on the back of Tony Stewart, but it's almost like Tony looked back and said, okay, better get going again. I'd say that Tony right now is just kind of, if he's in any pain, if he's having a problem, we're going to know it very shortly.
Kevin Harvick spun into the wall in yesterday's Busch race by Greg Biffle. Quite a shouting match, not really a shoving and no punches thrown match after the race ensued between the 2 of them.
Yeah, he started 22nd. He's up to 7th position. This is the same car that he was leading with a handful of laps a year ago when he had a flat tire on the green, ran 2nd in August. This is also the car that Dale Earnhardt won the Spring Atlanta 2000 race with. Good race car.
Dick Berggren.
I talked to Todd Bodine around lap 100 and asked if he was going to have to work today and take over for Tony Stewart in that number 20. He said not with a car that's that good, he'll last all day. But Stewart called in just a few laps ago, said he's feeling sore. Bodine rushed to the truck.